Grand Rising family, on this beautiful Thursday, let's talk about Liba Bathini. That means to ravish. Now, ravish can be with positive energy. You're going to ravish someone with your friendship, your love, your adoration, or you can ravish with things that are negative and that will pull people down, but you still give it your energy and your intentions. This morning, let's ravish our Creator with gratitude, love, and thankfulness for the new mercies, the goodness, and the loving kindness that comes directly from prime source. I mean the one who is Mawu. Nothing is greater than. Let's greet the new mercies family together. As we begin to lift our heads, our hearts, and our minds to receive the new mercies of our God, think about the things that you have ravished with your time, your energy, your intentions, your love, even sometimes your anger. Turn that energy to our Creator and receive now the new mercies, the goodness, and the loving kindness of our God. And family, may your day have the most benevolent outcome. Grand Rising family. Turn the sound up. I'm just going to go get a rotisserie chicken. The fatigue is real after basically 3 days of setup and things like that for the food pantry. But squash casserole is done, rotisserie chicken, and I said, you guys are on your own after that. They are on their own. But I am going to head to the grocery store that I have to use. Ooh, I pressed on the gas too much. But I'm going to head on and you'll see the little country store. It's not country. I don't know if it's a national chain or just across the southeast grocery store, but where I have to go to pick up a rotisserie chicken because to go to Publix is a drive. And Publix has been so disappointing lately with the quality of what you're getting. So I know I told my husband, I said, do not buy me another sub from there. Do not. So that's just my complaint. You may have Publix and it's absolutely fine where you are, because I do understand the workers vary from place to place, just like everywhere else. And so the quality that I'm getting may not be the same that you're getting in, DeKalb County or some of the places like that. But I am heading on. I spent the day cutting up produce and freezing it. So I did about 3 bags of zucchini, 4 bags of squash, as well as I made a squash casserole, and 3 bags of cabbage. They are all going in the freezer, and that's not including the tomatoes that I cut up and froze yesterday. So the other things will just go into the freezer, and as needed, I will pull them to cook. Some of them were very, very ripe. We had to go through a lot of the things that we had, and we try to do that for the clients before we give them food. We go through and try to pull out the bad pieces of produce and things like that, so that we're giving them all very good stuff. And if you were a part of my pantry yesterday, thank you for supporting us. I hope you were able to get everything that you need. We gave maybe a good 2 to 3 weeks worth of food away, but we normally give at least a full month's supply of food. But as you can tell, in light of what's going on in our country, it is difficult to do that because there's not enough food. So now my mind is searching, just like you guys look at these beautiful trees and the landscape. My mind is searching, trying to figure out where I'm going to get food for the next pantry. That we will not do until November. Oh my goodness, I hate when all these trucks come through here, guys. Charlotte's Pastor Caldwell's vision isn't what it used to be. But I would like to add too, my daughters have been, consuming some of the information coming through today concerning the young man that was unalived yesterday. And I find it interesting, their point of view. Indeed, the young people that you're dealing with, they're not Dr. King's generation and how they dealt with things. So, and they just keep saying it's a sobering moment. We are to be sober, but it is not our sobering moment. I thought, wow, these young women, they're very intelligent. They understand what critical thinking is, and they have on their thinking cap, and they are really bringing forth various types of truths that sometimes our generation may overlook. Now, I will say they connect totally with Tabitha, because they're like, no, Miss Tabitha, yeah, she knows what she's doing. So I look at them and say, I guess I don't. But I will pick up as I get into the grocery store or come out, maybe a picture of getting there, as I know I'm going to be turning toward a more busy area here pretty soon. All right, guys, bye. A little bit of my sights as I go into the store, so you have all of the prep that's going on here. Sorry, let me bring this down some. This is where I am going, and you can see all the prep that they're doing for the Amazon store that they're working on. And then, of course, I told you I live in rural Georgia, and all the, flags and stuff. It's just a little bit of what we get out here. I don't care. They could put, the dog on the hood. I don't care. I just want my rotisserie chicken. So, and I see they have some of the fall mums and things out. As I go into the store, because I don't like for people to feel uncomfortable, I'll just turn the camera off. Maybe I'll get a picture of the chicken that I picked. Bye. The grocery store was eerie. They had music playing, and it's like you couldn't hear it. And I asked the cashier, I said, is it me, or is it almost like a still quietness? She said, it's been like that all day. Black lady, and she was whispering, it's been like that all day. It was eerie. People walking around. I mean, usually you hear the conversation, you hear the cashiers, you hear the register, you hear things. Not a sound. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going home. I'm going to miss my little garden. As you can see, again, I think I told you earlier in another post, the bell peppers were dying after we had some cool weather. My tomatoes are still going strong here. I don't know for how long, but they are going strong. And the flowers, of course, I did not do too well with the collard greens. I always zoom in on the one little group that started growing. But let me give you a shot of this beautiful Georgia sky. Georgia does not disappoint ever. Well, it does in other areas. If you're overwhelmed by the events that happened yesterday, and then all the commentary today, breathe your way through it. You know what I say? Breathe in, hold it, breathe out, do that 3 times. Thank you to Grand Madame for that technique of centering yourself. So I always like to give her credit. But can you feel what's in the air? Can you? The Ruach, that presence. So I've been lifting up my ancestors because I know they're here. And some of the things that are trying to come forth, they're preventing it. They really are. They really are. And one of the mystics talked about the young man who was unalived yesterday, and she talked about how his ancestors were talking to him. He did not take time to read. I've had many times the spirit says, I don't need you to go that way. I need you to go that way. And I changed the direction of my car immediately. We're going to have that type of relationship with the Ruach HaKodesh. We're just going to have it. You know, we say, I'm leaning, leaning. You better lean. Lean into the higher heavens. Lean into your Creator. We are in times where people are willing to do almost anything to hide their own bad behavior. You know, as a pastor, I've learned not to put up with bad behavior. And I will even say that on pantry days and different things like that, people say, why did you say that? We have become so socialized to not call out bad behavior. People go, why did you? Well, you saw her sit there and do what she did, or he did what he did. And I'm going, excuse me? And they're like, Pastor, don't say anything. What do you mean? We've allowed these subtle misbehaviors to go on so long in the church. And for me, it's a way of decolonizing the church. So, you know, we say we're free, God has given us freedom, but then we will go yoke ourselves to something that takes much of that freedom away. We do. Whether it's, you know, our synagogue, or we're going to mosque or mass, we will allow those things to remove common sense. Let me say that. Sometimes that's what I don't see is common sense. People will just lose it. Nowhere else will they put up with the things that we will put up at times in community. I don't get it. But I was one of those people that did that at one time. And the last time I strongly did that, I recognized I needed to protect my daughters, and I got them out of that situation. I've shared with you, I went to an evangelical church. My entire family did. And some of the things that started, I said, no. I'm raising strong Black women. We don't do that. What do you mean? I mean what I just said. And if you don't get that, I have no other explanation for you. I had to pull my children out of that religious environment so that their souls could be free. And even now, my own children I have to explain to them certain things. They don't take me at face value because I have taught them. People should explain things to you. When you go to the doctor, they're telling you, well, this is what we see. The blood work says this, this, and this. And what we want to do as far as laying out how to correct this in your body. Now, people don't do that with your spirit. They'll come in and say, well, you need this. You just got to pray a little more. You need to fast and pay a little more money to the church. They don't give you any reasons why. They will tell you because of what's in your purse is why someone ran into your car, and it has nothing to do with it. They miss the fact that you have so much on your mind, or that you're still grieving mama and daddy or someone, that is the reason you were not paying attention. And how do we center you and ground you so that this doesn't happen again? And do you maybe need to carpool or something? All of those things. And I just believe, I'm going to be very transparent. I just believe that whoever's writing this script of things to do to deflect, because, you know, I say, where are the files? Where are they? But there seems to be a huge campaign and a different step ladder to raise the bar higher and higher to get the people's focus off of that. I don't think the young man deserved what he got yesterday. But I will say this. You cannot be in the midst of saying the things he said and not expect something. He was in the middle of saying more people should be unalived so we can protect the Second Amendment. Something like that. It was something really, you know, I don't follow these people. I just don't. I don't follow these people. So I probably have seen the most of this young man since yesterday. But I don't follow these people. I follow people that have some good sense, that are seeking peace, that are willing to speak truth to power and give you receipts with it. People who are filled with wisdom. So the most I've seen of the young man is since yesterday. And I would never say thoughts and prayers. Well, what are your thoughts and what are your prayers? Tell Charlotte, Pastor Caldwell. I'm not going to say that. But I will say, in the other realm, whew, one of the mystics said that he will be earthbound for 4 years. Whether I didn't see that. I'm just repeating what one of the mystics said. I don't know that. But, ooh, your religion, when you get into religion, can cause you to miscalculate everything that is truth in the higher heavens. It just can. If you're not on your A game, and spiritually, we need to be on our A game. Our ancestors are with us. The high deities that were sent to protect us, that came with us. Yeah, through the Middle Passage. They have always been with us. They are here to protect us, but do your due diligence. They're still saying that. When you go out, you see who's around you. You look at cars that may be following you. I showed you that truck with all of the American flags and things like that on it. When I was in North Carolina, that was, yeah, you knew that was a warning. You just did. But let's end on a good note. The new mercies of this day came. They will come tomorrow. They will. And guess what? They're going to come just for you. You be encouraged. I'll say it again. When you least expect it, all of this is going to end. The awakening that is necessary for this realm is happening now. And each and every one of us is a part of it. Bye. So, dinner is done. I did get my casserole done. I want to show it to you. I'll put a picture up too. There's my casserole. I decided, of course, to get barbecue chicken. Those are some nectarines my daughter is going to clean. Now, let me add this. I know all about what's going on in the country and things like that. You stay encouraged. Don't let all of these things that are huge setups for things. Someone's behind the scene writing a storyline, but they too are not aware of unintended consequences. For every action, there is an equal reaction. Stay safe. Be aware of your surroundings wherever you go. Especially those of you who are going out and you're doing camping and things like that. Be very, very careful. Stay diligent. No matter what, there will be no excuses, okay? Because what do I always tell you? Excuses are tools of incompetence. They build monuments of nothing, and those who specialize in them seldom accomplish anything. And we are going to get some things done in this country. May not seem like it right now, but it's going to happen. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.